Have reminded.
Okay, hi everyone again. Hi.
Yes, the chat works. Everything is fine. I think we could probably slowly start.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining our third issue of BA podcast. And here is Alexander and Rainer and Metro. And Rainer, could you please say a few words about our conference and why we are all here?
Yes, yes. Hello, everybody. So this is Rainer Wendt talking from Germany, the western part of Germany, exactly in the corner between Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium. And yes, I'm quite passionate about business analysis. I'm working since I would say 20 or 30 years on requirements, and then a couple of years ago, 10 years ago probably, it was called business analysis, and it developed in a way which is quite different from requirements engineering. And so business analysis got a passion of mine. And so I made my CBAP, my Certified Business Analysis Professional. I was the second in Germany, by the way. And then I said, okay, there has to be a conference, a meeting point, a community in Germany or in Europe, which is not only, let's say, German speaking, because most of the conferences in Germany, they are German speaking. And I was feeling international because of the work I was doing in business analysis and the colleagues I was meeting on conferences. And I said, okay, this cannot stay like this. We have to invent an international conference in Europe. Okay, I'm a German, of course, I'm German based, but this doesn't play a role anymore because this business analysis day is fully English. It has taken place in Frankfurt. The first four events were in Frankfurt. The last one was even hybrid. Yes, and in this modern times, we decided finally to go completely virtual because this is much easier for everybody to join, especially for you, like Alexander in Kiev or other people. Maybe it's not easy sometimes to travel, and yeah, if we are virtual, we can just do it on the fly. And even for us as conference hosts, it's of course easier. Yes, and this is the fifth edition. Go to our webpage, www.ba-day.com, and go to the archive, and you can see what excellent speeches we had in the last years and what topics we had in the conferences. And this year, the topic is business analysis and AI-driven changes. AI is a kind of super hype, and yeah, I think it's quite, let's say, it's not astonishing that AI has a hype because AI is coming in all areas of our life. So since ChatGPT had kind of skyrocketed uh, last year, I think it was, everybody's talking about AI, and nearly every information worker, professional information worker, is using Chat GPT every now and then for this and that, at least me, myself. And so now the question is, of course, in the room, how can it help us with business analysis? And on the other way, this is another perspective, how can we use or how can we do business analysis for AI-driven changes? So it has two perspectives. One, one is that AI helps us to do business analysis, and the other one is that we have to do business analysis for AI. So we are in the middle of the things. And in this, let's say, moving world, I'm pretty confident that we will have a lot of interesting discussions and interesting yeah, networking around this this conference. We have a lot of interesting speakers already, a brilliant keynote speaker, and as well other speakers from everywhere. It's even global, not just European. And yeah, what can I say? Today we have a nice guy, Mitro, and he has a lot to say about quality of business analysis. And this is a very interesting topic. And I would like to give it over to Alexander because maybe he can introduce him even better than me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Rainer. Yeah, it's thank you for a reminder about our conference and that we will have in May. And we do all these events just to promote this and to help you to meet our speakers, to know them better before the conference, so you could join and anticipate their speeches and what they will say during the conference. And today we have Dmytro Lozovitsky. Lozovitsky, he is a chief business analyst in the pump systems and has a lot of titles here. And Dmytro, please, say a few words about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alexander, Rainer. So first of all, great thanks that you invite me to this conference and to this podcast. Yep, and I think that that is great that all of BA professionals have some ability to promote the ideas, to share the ideas, thoughts with a broad audience, and that is awesome opportunity to make our experience better and better and better together. So first of all, as Alexander mentioned before, I'm Dmytro Lozovitsky, Chief Business Analyst at Pump Systems. And I think that I can divide my professional life into big parts. The first part is about consulting area, especially about implementing of different information systems, ERP class systems, etc., in manufacturing area, trading area, etc. And the second part is our classic IT development part. Yep. So during my my professional life, I conducted a lot of different roles. I started my professional experience in big IT area, from project manager position. After that, consciously switched to business analysis area and got some experience there. So I'm still in business analysis area. Why? Because only on the edge, we can just create something new, born something new, and provide a lot of our interesting ideas to our professional audience and collaborate with interesting people. So I had, as I mentioned, I had really different experience. I conducted a lot of roles, not only BA or PM, also product owner, also some kind of product manager activity was covered by me in different projects. So this experience combination allows me to share some interesting thoughts and maybe think about different things in our IT life from different perspectives. Yep. So that is why I like to share my ideas, information, knowledge with you guys.
Yeah, I can say that I have very similar my path in IT. Yeah, because I spent a lot of time implementing ERP systems. Yeah, and then I switched from PM and developer to business analyst. And I think that this role is the best in IT. And now we can talk about topic of our today's conversation. Why should we complicate the best position in life with some metrics and KPIs?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome topic. Actually, this topic, I think, in my opinion, and I definitely convinced that you agree with with that. This topic is controversial topic. Yep, somehow. Why? Because business analyst is integrative role in the project, and at the same time, this role can help team and generally and specifically, in different kind of questions to build the great product and to make the work process more efficient than it is. So that is why BA in BA role we have a combination of different responsibilities. This is communication with clients. This is communication with team at the same time. It's not a business analyst role. It's not only about requirements as a basis, for sure, but it's also about solutions, decisions, processes, and other stuff. So other interesting stuff. So that is why, actually, if we want to think about the main idea of key performance indicators approach, everyone knows what are that. We need to, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, we need to think about two questions. Why? This is the first question. Why we need to have some key performance indicators in business analysis area for BAs? And the second question is what? For what we need to have them? And actually, during my investigation, I provided some kind of answers on that questions, on mentioned questions. And if we talk about the first one, why? I think that I can highlight for all of us two things, two great points, in my opinion. The first one is to provide target achievement, because team is one mechanism. We can compare the work of our team, development team or teams, with some kind of classic clock mechanism that every role should be on its right place and doing right things, at the same time. So that is why we need to understand what should be done, from the first perspective of view from that question, and but how we can think about what should be done. We need to get a target, or we need to create a target. And every role on the project should have some kind of targets that they need to be aligned with. And the second answer on the first question is to track the progress. Definitely, because target is great, but if you stay on the same place, or if you're going to do not right things on the project, definitely you won't get a progress. So that is why we need not only think about the point where we want to be, but at the same time, we need to track the progress on the way to this point. So that is why that is an answer on the question why. And the second question, for what we need to have the KPI for BAs. And again, during my investigation, I got some insights. And the first is about creation and providing some information for better decision-making process. Because business analyst, as I mentioned before, is integrative role. Business analyst role could combine and should combine different specific knowledge, not only general knowledge about the techniques of business analysis, but definitely it could be some knowledge, some bench of knowledge or set of knowledge about software architecture area, or just tools and approaches, etc. It could be knowledge about some specific platforms, for example, Salesforce, etc. It could be different kind of knowledge that could be transferred from business analyst side to make the best decision, because the whole team, struggle with time schedule of the project, with complexity of a lot of things of the project, etc. So everyone makes mistakes, and this is a great option for what we need to focus our business analysts on their KPIs, on the quality of their work. Again, to provide the better decision making process, yep, inside team and outside team as well, because we can provide some piece of advice to our clients, etc. And the second point, I guess, that I can highlight for us guys is about forming complex estimation of work results. Yep. Why? Because only results can say to us, yep, only our results or achieved results can say to us that we are on the right track and where is our problems, etc. So, or gaps. So I think that these two questions can explain why key performance indicators approach is useful in BA's work as well. Alexander?
Yeah, totally agree. Could you provide some, for some example or a simple how, how it helped when you added some key performance indicators in the work or in teams, just to to improve the process?
Yes, sure, sure. So actually, if we again, let's how to say, let's explore, let's expand, yep, our thoughts about the KPIs in BA's work. And I can say that we can provide some kind of classification for key performance indicators in BA's work, and these classifications, in that classifications, we can divide all kind of KPIs in quantitative basis and qualitative basis. Yeah. And the main question for quantitative basis KPIs should be what should be done and when it should be done. Yep. So what and when. And qualitative basis is about question how it should be done. How. Yeah. So all things about the KPIs should be personalized to this or that boundaries of BA's role on specific project. Why? Because during my last 10 years in IT area, I definitely saw maybe only a couple of times just classic BA role responsibilities. Yep. Always, almost always, we have some kind of hybrid combination of BA work with support some functions of other roles in the project. So that is why BA work in the project is always about expectations, specific expectations about the specific role responsibilities aligned, or how to say, we can say applied, yep, to some project specific, yep, generally.
Some context, yeah.
Yeah, some context. That's great. And actually, if you talk about how to say advantages or disadvantages or some kind of examples, yep, let's start from examples about the quantitative KPIs. Yeah, for example, they should be simple. Yeah, I think that characteristics of BA's KPIs, this is a separate topic, but we can say we can have some short discussion, I guess, today for with you guys and share some interesting thoughts with our colleagues. But let's continue. Yep. So keep quantitative KPIs. For example, set up and align BA approach with the team and stakeholders. Is it KPI for us? For sure, yes. Because if we have some BA role at the project, and in different companies, we could have different situations or cases, work cases, and if business analyst just starts with a team, the specific project, this role should help and set up from the scratch BA business analysis approach on this project. Because without the process, setup process of business analysis specified to the project specific, we can't have the great results, even in the question how we can work with our requirements on the low level. Yeah, so of decision making. And for example, this is a KPI, but how we can measure this KPI? Very simple. We have onboarding time of this project. We have discovery phase before that. Classically, yes, should be. Yep. During this time, our BA can help or can serve the team with that question. So this is simple KPI, yes, no, binary system. We can say, for example, from the first 2 months or month and a half in the project, that yes, all kind of business analysis activities were set up from BA side. All of them just provide some results acceptable for us, acceptable for team, acceptable for client. Our client should know what should be done from business analyst side, what kind of methods or techniques he want to use on these activities, etc. So why not? This is simple KPI. Yep. Or another quantitative KPI. Created backlog or planned for planned horizon. Yeah. For example, every business analyst just faced with that question. Yep. Yes, for sure. We can say if the team has the backlog, yeah, created backlog, that's great. This is also simple quantitative KPI. Yes, no. But what is the quality of this backlog? What kind of timeline or timeline horizon for this backlog? Maybe a business analyst should create the backlog, for example, for the next month. Or maybe a business analyst should create the backlog, for example, for half of the year. It depends, again, from case, but it's also KPI. If we talk about the quantitative KPIs, yep, very often we faced with very popular KPI that could be taken from actually quizzes or specific metrics about our client satisfaction, general satisfaction, and maybe specific satisfaction for some key project roles, because business analyst is a key role in the project again. And for example, this KPI, we can say that we have KPI about the level of team and stakeholders' satisfaction of BA's work. Yeah, specific feedback. It could be we can create, for example, some simple scale from 1 up to 10. Yeah, and 1 point. The first point is really dissatisfied, and you can explain why. And for example, the 10 mark is absolutely satisfied, and you can explain why. So, and these quantitative KPIs, it's more about the quality of BA's work, not about only results, because results could be achieved. But at the same time, business analyst, during this time of achieving results, he could provide a lot of mistakes in communication, in interaction. He could make a lot of noise and a lot of irritation from team side and client side as well. So this is why the service function of BA on the project is one of the key elements of the project success generally. Yep.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. Yeah, so it's clear, and it's clear and understandable for people who work in outsource companies.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have different projects. You could quickly set it up and go on with requirements and development and delivering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rainer, what about projects, for example, yeah, when some specific projects in Germany, for example, do you use any types of KPIs for BAs, or is it common
Hardly.
to use?
Hardly. We are discussing about them. We are discussing about the quality of business analysis, and I've written something in the chat. Of course, the things like efficiency, precision of questions, unambiguity, things like that, preparation of meetings, preparation of workshops, the outcome of the workshops. This is all something which can be measured, but most of the initiatives they stop there, that measure the things and they express the quality in a kind of qualitative statement, not in a quantitative statement. So from my work as a BA, I'm used to if it comes to non-functional requirements or if it comes to quality requirements, then I'm used to have numbers, because numbers you can measure, numbers you can put into a KPI. You can say, okay, we have improved from 4.6 to 4.8, and then you have a kind of number. But the quality of business analysis in numbers, I can, to be honest, I have hardly seen in the last years. In most of the companies, there is no BA KPI, but I would say this is just a matter of a very initial or poor development. What I wanted to say, we are still at the beginning, because business analysis KPI are quite new. They are not developed. If you Google for them, if you try to find people who have written something about it, sorry, then you can not find very much. I've worked in a bank in Luxembourg, and they were connected to the Royal Bank of Canada, and they had a system of KPIs. But this was the only situation I have seen this.
What do you think? Can we say that, for example, for big companies, it's not a huge effort to develop and support the system of KPIs, but for small companies where there is only 1 or 2 BAs, it can be some overhead to create some KPIs and start measuring them and support and check on the monthly basis or quarterly. Dmitry, what do you think? Yeah, or
Yeah,
Rainer,
so-
yeah.
Yeah. If we talk about this situation, I can say that in practice we have some kind of case. Okay, delivery manager ask client, everything is fine. Client, for example, provide the answer, yes, everything is fine. That's great. That's awesome. You are doing the great job. I mean, on team level. And for example, the same DM can ask the team, guys, are you happy with your BA? For example, generally, team provide the great or just neutral or good mark of BA work, and that's all. Yeah, this is pretty standard case for mid-sized companies and small or micro IT companies or startups. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I absolutely agree with Rainer because definitely the enterprise class companies or just big size companies, IT companies, they almost have some kind of project standards. Yep, project execution standards, and it means for us that we need to have some frame. Yeah, it's question of frame or just general quality of IT development standards. It could be, for example, case when we going to create some specific or when we going to use existing project frameworks. And based on that frameworks, we could define the project role responsibilities. And on the second step, project team workflow as a process and delivery basis and the basis of delivery model generally. And on that step, we can define the project activities configuration specifically to this or that project. And on the third step, we can define based on the previous one and the first step, we can define BA's workflow model or business analysis approach activities. Yep. And based on this understanding, we're going to create the BA's activities goals, BA activities list, or set of BA's activities list, and their goals. And finally, we're going to provide the understanding of specific BA's work KPIs. So this is some kind of pyramid, of how we can decompose the vision from the project framework to specific BA work KPIs. But we need to have some frame. I completely agree with Rainer, because it's a big question of quality of the IT development process generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
what I wanted to add is, thank you, first of all. What I wanted to add is that the question is, where's the source of the data? Because in order to measure something, you need the source of data. And so if I have non-functional requirements of a software solution, I can put some sensors, I can measure time, I can count the number of errors or whatever. And from this, I can build KPIs easily because there is an underlying rule or math. But if I'm talking about, it's a bit of abstract, please excuse, the non-functional requirements of a business analyst, so think, yeah. So how well a BA is working, so where can I get the data from? So most obviously, I would get the data from the stakeholders. I would ask the stakeholders, hey, how well is he working, he or she? How often do we need to repeat our statements? How quick is the progress of the project? How quickly is it going forward? This is not easy, and probably a KPI could be developed by continuous surveys where the stakeholders give a quick feedback, a feedback which is very easy, meaning some clusters like preparation, efficiency, precision, things like that. And then the stakeholders could give a very quick feedback, high, medium, low, 1, 2, 3, or something. And then from there, you build up a set of data and you will become better and better. Probably in the first year, it's just a tendency. But then after 2 or 3 years, you will learn what questions and what measurements will bring you value in the increase of BA quality. Maybe some need to be dropped, others need to be developed, and maybe others need to be sharpened. And then after a longer time, I would really say at least a year, you might have a system of measuring points with which you can say, okay, here are some gaps of the BA1, and here are some gaps of BA2, and then you can put trainings and feedback talks and coachings, which are specifically addressing the weak points of the BAs or the BA methodology. And then you can, let's say, improve. So hopefully I could make myself understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Dmitro?
Yeah. I just want to, I just want to say thank you, Rainer, because you touched very sensitive question. Yep, about the way how we can find out the right BA KPIs. And this is a separate question, and I think that the main basis in that question is in the area of defined and standardized processes of development. Yep, and definitely we shouldn't spend a lot of time to track some specific KPIs for any kind of role. Yeah, any kind of role in the project, but we should have some big goal to make our internal tracking system better. It's not only about Jira or Confluence or other tracking system, but it's also about maybe some specific internal tools that enterprise class or big size IT companies definitely have, definitely owned and developed and developing to take everything under control based on some kind of standards. Yep. And this is at the same time, this is a great how to say challenge. Yep, for all of managers in that companies, how to build this or that standardized process or processes or approach, etc. So absolutely, again, absolutely agree, and all of us need to think about that.
Yeah. And let's change a little bit direction of our conversation to some more, let's say, interesting topic like salary and career development of the business analyst. Because would you agree with me that very often management starts to talk about KPIs for business analysts when they start thinking about should we increase salary or compensation for these business analysts? How should we develop their career or development plan and change the name of their positions? What do you think? Is it connected or not?
Unfortunately, yes, but I don't like it, to be honest, because let's say I'm a business analyst working in a community of several business analysts, and first of all, what shouldn't occur and what shouldn't grow between them is competition, because competition is not helpful. What is more helpful is that if several business analysts, if they collaborate and if they work together, and if they have their specialities, maybe one is very close to business, one is more close to the technical people, to the network and things like that, and then they all bring their special knowledge areas together, and then as a team they achieve much more than if they could achieve if they would work on their own. Sometimes you have even extroverted business analysts, and they are talking to everybody. They have a huge network, and they are always drinking coffee. And other BAs, they are sitting in front of their computers, working with Sparks, Enterprise Architect, and doing models. Some introverted things, but fantastic minds. And so they are so different, meaning BAs themselves, they are so different. And what could it help then if you put a general KPI measurement system over them in order to pay them? This would be toxic. I don't like this approach. This would really be toxic, because then the people would start to work not intrinsically motivated to do the best for the project which they could do. They would and extrinsically motivated by more points on a different KPI, in order to get more money. So if you ask me, if I was responsible for let's say salary rates of BAs, then first of all, I would decommission any KPI system which is directly coupled to money, because I think this is toxic. But maybe this is just my opinion.
Not only I can agree with that. Actually, it's brilliant words, absolutely brilliant words. And I want to share some kind of case, of course, without no names, yeah, but but without names. But in my past, yeah, I participated as lead BA in one project, and this on that account, we on under one umbrella, yeah, of delivery manager, we had 5 teams. So we had 5 BAs, and all of them were recognized from client side, but absolutely for different things, as Rainer mentioned before. For example, the first BA in the first team was recognized for the best client relationship building. Yeah, and the client representatives came to this BA to fix some kind of gaps in other teams. Yep. For example, the second BA was recognized for his absolutely ideal knowledge in BA area and perfect documentation, project documentation. Yep. And this BA also provides some kind of great support for the whole BA team. Yeah. The third was recognized, for example, for overtime in work. Yep. So for overtimes, yep, work for extra load for additional work. Why? Because this BA supports any kind of release that we have in our teams. Yep. So at the same time, we got. Generally, we have situation when we made a great progress as account, yep, or with a lot of teams under one umbrella, and actually BA teams made a great job that was recognized generally from client side as well, additionally recognized. Yep. So I think that I can add also a couple of points to the words that Rainer said. Actually, when we want to provide this connection, or when we want to create the connection between BA's work KPIs and his salary, or BA's salary as a team of BAs, yep. So we need to think a couple of points. First of all kind of KPIs should be relevant to BA's work. We need to be aware, or we need to confirm that any this or that KPI is just connected with the specific role responsibilities of this or that BAs in the project. The second point, these KPIs should be simple. Yep, they should be measurable, and they should be achievable in timeline perspective. Yep. Only in that case we can provide some kind of connection between direct BA KPIs and the salary growth.
I agree. Yeah, but again, we should keep in mind that all these KPIs should be also, I can say, not real or useful or something like this. Let's say there is some example. For example, there was a situation when BIs were paid. One of their KPI was number of user stories they created in the period. So as a result, they just created small user stories, but there was always a huge number of them, and they lost the value. So we should keep in mind when we creating these KPIs that they should promote and improve value of the BA job, not just reduce or switch it to some stupid, I don't know, calculations or accounting.
Absolutely agree, Alexander, because value of our AT development is a cornerstone of success.
Yeah. And we should be really careful, because there was a situation where I was asked to help with development of the system of how to measure the workload and the efficiency of the business BAs in one team. And management suggestion was to use how many BRDs they created. But it's again, it's not comparable, not like apple to oranges, yeah.
Yes.
So you should use, if even if there is some question how to measure, we should use something, maybe even story points or something like this, something that can be comparable across all the project with different tasks in different contexts, but not
Absolutely.
just hours or lines of, I don't know, requirements.
Absolutely.
Number of words and requirements.
You mentioned just the regular disadvantages of KPI system at all, or KPI approach at all.
Yeah.
So sorry to go in this direction, but I think KPIs and motivation has a very strong connection, even that you cannot see him at the first glance, because what you finally, let me put it the other way around. The only way to improve people's or teams' performance, from my point of view, is intrinsic motivation. Only if you have a good team, which has fun working on things, then you can really see the progress. Of course, sometimes progress can come from learning, from other things. But if you have a team collaborating, and if there's a good atmosphere, and if the people are intrinsically motivated, if they like to go to work in the morning and to do their business analysis stuff, then this is the best foundation for performance and for optimal, let's say, outcome. And what I wanted to say is that if the KPIs finally are in line with such a good atmosphere, so if they do not somehow damage this atmosphere, or if they don't have a negative impact, fine. But the other way around, if KPIs are installed and you can sense that they have a negative impact, then you should be very, very attentive. Meaning, now the conclusion comes, KPIs have to come, from my point of view, have to come from the team itself. So they shouldn't be invented by the management, and let's say set up by the management, and then the BAs just have to swallow them. But the BAs themselves should have a motivation to get better, to make their own team better, like a highly motivated football team. What can we do to get better? And then they should um, probably set up their own KPIs, and maybe with a consultant or maybe together with the management. Finally, they can agree on a set of KPIs, and then, and only then, if everybody from the BAs stand behind these KPIs, they believe in the KPIs, then they will work and try to get, let's say, to improve the KPIs, to get better on the KPIs. But if they don't like the KPIs, or if they, let's say, in the background say, oh God, again this silly KPI, this is nonsense. Yeah, if such an atmosphere can be felt, then you can forget about KPIs.
Yeah.
So we got a very different direction at the end of our podcast. So let's try to summarize and get something good from KPIs, because it's not always the bad thing. Yeah. So what, Dmitry, what can you say when it's good to have KPIs? How they help us as business analysts, as a team?
Based on my personal experience, I can say that we have a couple of advantages of KPI as approach. Yep, KPI system as approach. First of all, yep, KPIs can help us to measure outcomes and results. Definitely. What will be the quality of this measurement? This is a separate question, but definitely it could be also high quality. We can have also some high quality of measurement of outcomes and results. I think this is the first and the great advantage of KPI system. The second advantage is about actually KPIs. At the same time, KPIs can show us some kind of gaps and maybe highlight some kind of gaps in the work processes. Of course, in the case when we have set up or standardized more or less the work processes at all. Also, definitely KPIs can help us to make some decisions based on data. Yeah, because when we have repeatable KPI from not pretty long period of time or enough period of time, we can make some kind of conclusions and decisions correctly. And I think also that I can highlight as advantage of KPI system. Actually, they can help us to detect, I can say, detect the patterns of teamwork on team level. Yeah, detect the patterns as you mentioned before, guys. And also they can help us to set the goals and according to our plans then we have. I think, in my opinion, this is the main advantages of KPI as approach.
So can we say that KPIs work if, for example, they first of all help BAs, first of all, to control if they are on track, so they don't forget anything, they are on track and they meet expectations not only of their own but also team and stakeholders. And like you said before about setting up the business analysis approach on the start of the project.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
on the other hand, when management use KPIs directly to affect BA's salary or compensation, it won't work very good because it will switch to just working on KPIs, not on the value.
On the
Yeah,
goal. Yeah. So what I like is as well if we talk about the quality of requirements, we had this as well in the chat that I think Manje Yusefi said that requirements accuracy is an important point. And if it comes to requirements, regardless whether it's business requirements or stakeholder or solution, then you can have several quality attributes. Meaning you can say, okay, first of all, are they verified? Meaning are they formally correct? And you could say if you measure them, you could have a measurement system from 1 to 5, and you can say, okay, a perfect verified requirement has 5 points, and a very bad requirement has only 1 point. And then maybe this can be automated, or I don't know, probably it can be read by an artificial intelligence. I'm not exactly sure, but then you could try to measure the quality of your requirements in different dimensions. I said just verification, but it can be as well ambiguity or whatsoever. And then finally, you could compile a final number on a set of requirements. Let's say you have 100 requirements, and then you are putting them into a measure my quality machine, and then the measure my quality machine puts you a number, 3.5, something like this. And then
ChatGPT.
and then and then you are working on it, you are improving, you get some hints, what did I do in a weak manner only, and then next time you go to 3.6 or 3.8, and by this you could kind of do let's say kind of motivation for the team. Let's get better, let's let's work on our requirements quality, and then there would be a motivation in the BA community to get better, to avoid these silly errors, which you can find in requirements formulation, that they are ambitious, or that they cannot be understood well, things like that. So this is what I'm dreaming of.
yeah,
Yeah. So can we make this small conclusion so that if we use KPIs to improve quality of business analysis work and improve business analysts as a person, as professionals, it will work. But if we use it as a measurement, as a punishment, let's say, for compensation, it can drastically reduce the motivation if it's made wrong. Yeah, because again, there can be KPIs that can work in this way as well, but they should be developed and created very carefully in this
yep,
way.
yep.
Exactly. So I would underline that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting out of time, but we have a few minutes more. So maybe if somebody from the audience want to ask something. I see Christiane just turned on her camera. Christiane, do you want to add something or?
Yes, thank you. I have worked on projects where the project manager works with the approach of PMI, and they have a project plan and they follow up and they make project status report. And much of what's in the report is not in numbers. It's not KPIs, it's text. The first thing is customer satisfaction, and we have a green light, an orange light, a red light, and then a whole lot of other things. And sometimes there are project status meetings, and I think you have to be careful. You have to look what is the project manager's approach, and how can we as BAs support the project manager. We're not supposed to invent our own system. And I am wondering for which work you can use numbers. I think words are better here. And then there's something else that you have to keep in mind on a project. We need to keep the peace. We need to get along, even if some people are making mistakes. Sometimes the users are giving us information which is incomplete. And sometimes the business analyst did not understand. And sometimes there is a misunderstanding with the word. For instance, the word train. I worked in a railway company once, and there are at least 9 different meanings for the word train. And so it's important to get along. So my first point would be, first look at the project manager. He or she has got this responsibility for the plan and the budget, and they have a method for following up. And second, you have to be constructive whatever happens, because if you start fighting within the team of IT people, of developers, analysts, and key users, then you're never going to get there.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, this is a balance. Yeah.
And very often, yeah, we as a business analysts, we help everyone, yeah, in the team just to stay in. Don't move move swiftly. Yeah, and try to make all these conflicts like resolve all of them in win-win, yeah, approach, just to find some common ground for everyone, and
Yeah.
even sometimes work as a psychologist for PMs, yeah, as
Yes,
well.
and I like very much what Christiane said, that we have to go along in peace, because sometimes numbers can finally end up in conflicts, because then the people are in conflict about the numbers or the KPIs. And this is what I meant with competition. So whenever numbers lead to a competition or to finger pointing, then it becomes dangerous.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this engaged discussion from my side. Yes, Alexander is already putting the slide here for our conference, and yeah, so I can't wait to get closer to the conference, and to have everything settled. In a couple of weeks, we are doing some advertisements, videos, posts, and everything. And yes, I'm really kind of excited about this conference, especially with AI. This topic is everybody is talking about this topic, but we in the BA community, we are kind of let's say not so quickly impressible. So we are kind of skeptic, and this is good. We are free thinkers, and especially if it comes to AI, then maybe we should think twice whether this is benefit or just silly. And this is in the middle of the discussion, and yeah, so I like it. So thank you again, and maybe some closing words from your side.
Yes, some small surprise. So we will share a coupon with discount, 20% discount for tickets. Yeah, and it will be valid till the end of the week. So just check in comments and in posts, and see you at the conference and our next events.
Yeah. Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you for such great discussion and pleasure time with you. So see you on the in conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. See you.